Paper fans, that is his Deaconess Women's Hospital night, and they strike out for a stroke. And we have my partner in crime today, Mr. Preston Leinenbach. Let me just get you all squared away and plugged in. Preston, welcome.
Welcome to the broadcast booth yourself here this afternoon.
And
thank you for having me.
Look, no problem. And we want to wish, hopefully, Bill's doctor's appointment.
Yeah, hopefully it all turned out well. And we'll have him back tomorrow.
Yes. First pitch from Beards is a called strike or a ball on the outside corner. Second pitch is a ball inside. Count moves to 2-0. Preston, just to give the audience background for you, you were a student at the University of Evansville as this ball is skied to left field. Griesaber under to make the catch for out number 1. You were a student at University of Evansville. You've been with the Otters for 3 years now.
That is correct.
And you have a handful of broadcasting experience and were nice enough to hire me.
That's right. I started at the University of Evansville my freshman year, broadcasting on the radio. Got a little experience actually in high school as well, but that was more of a learning experience just to get my feet wet, and then I really started getting full training starting on from my freshman year on.
So 1 out here at the top of the first. It'll bring up Clint Hardy, who's batting .246 on the year. He was 1 for 3 yesterday. One of 2 hits that the Boomers had yesterday. Tyler Vale had an excellent pitching performance last night to start this homestand. 1-1 the count. The pitch will be skied to center field. Cullen on his way back will make the catch at the warning track, ironically in front of the Deaconess sign out there in center field for out number 2.
Nice little start here for Beardsley, getting the first 2 guys out, and honestly, he's found a little bit of a groove here for his last few starts this month of June and going back to the end of May a little bit. I just like to go ahead and just clinch the series tonight with another quality start after what Tyler Vale did last night with 8 shutout innings, 2 hits allowed.
And I think what we are waiting to see this season, it would be nice to get a sweep. But obviously, we've got to take one game at a time.
Those are hard to come by in this league. I will say sweeps are hard to come by, and
especially from the quality of teams that are in this Frontier League,
and especially in the West Division. Schaumburg's in the other division. The West Division is jam-packed right now.
We got 4 of the 5 teams with 20-plus wins. This pitch is skied to shallow left center field. Cullen will make the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for the Evansville Otters. We head to the bottom of the first. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vandenberg or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
This summer, the Frontier League heads to the Big Apple as its brightest stars battle the Can-Am League's finest in the historic first-ever Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star Celebration. It's July 9th and 10th in beautiful Rockland County, nestled in New York City's suburbs. Slide to rocklandboulders.com for tickets and lodging information to see the best baseball stars shine in New York. Again, visit rocklandboulders.com and show support for your team in this Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star game.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
But there's 4 times at bat that I tell you what, he abused that ball. He hit that ball so hard, he could be arrested for assault and battery.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Preston Leinenbach here on the call. Preston, thank you for joining me on the broadcast. And that description from our good friend Mr. Bill McCune was talking about David Cronin, who is going to be leading things off here for the Otters. Cronin batting .264 on the year. And as Bill said last night, he hit the ball really hard. He had a single, but as he was 1 for 4 on the night. But the first pitch he saw in yesterday's game should have been a home run over the right field fence.
Yeah, it definitely should have. I mean, he pretty much, literally had to miss it by a millimeter on his bat. That was also to his power side toward right field. And that's something that we haven't seen really yet this year from Dave, is the long ball. Last year he had a handful for him after signing with the Otters, but not quite had that power stroke yet this season.
Now, I think he's done a good job as he has an 0-1 count. He fouled it off his foot. Gunnar Kynes on the mound, the lefty. He waits a long time on the mound, and then he'll kick and fire for the 0-1. Got a ball inside, right around the letters. Count even at 1 to David Cronin.
And Dave, the one thing I want to point about that top of the first inning, you mentioned this earlier that you thought that Schaumburg would come out a little bit more aggressive. There's no doubt about it they were, but maybe they were too aggressive because that was a quick inning for Tyler Beardsley. He didn't even build up no pinch count at all in that first inning.
The 1-1, a check swing, and that eventually will go foul. The count moves to 1-2 to David Cronin, and I think that's a good point to note because, one, you're going to be aggressive, but two, I think the better way to attack a team that you didn't get a lot of hits off of the night before is you need to work the count, work a deep count, and quality at bats. Kynes kicks and fires the 1-2. That ball is lifted to left field, going back, and making the catch will be the left fielder, Dylan Jones. To the plate now will be Keith Griesaber.
That was a good inside-out swing by Cronin. Hit it on the screws a little bit and made Jones go after it, try to find that gap, because obviously with Cronin being a left-handed batter, the center fielder and right fielders playing a little bit toward that right side of the outfield. Just hung up a little too long.
First pitch to Keith. The ball outside. Count moves to 1-0. Keith, as we've mentioned on these broadcasts, a St. Louis native, and just like yourself, is proud that the St. Louis Blues were able to take home their first Stanley Cup
Did you hear
in
Gloria in
franchise
pregame?
history.
Did you hear? Oh, yeah.
I did.
I was singing along in pregame when Gloria came on.
Keith gets a called strike on the outside corner, evens the count at 1.
I've pretty much learned that song word for word almost.
And
I should by now, I guess.
I think I was fortunate enough for you to take me to the Game 7 watch party at Busch Stadium. The 1-1 inside for a called strike 2. Good breaking ball there from Gunnar Kynes, the Frontier League pitcher of the week. He had a 9-inning shutout with 8 strikeouts and a 3-0 win against the Joliet Slammers last week. The 1-2 to Griesaber, swing and a miss on a high fastball. That's strike number 3 and out number 2.
That's just a good setup right there by Kynes, going kind of soft down and in a little bit on Griesaber and then going hard and away. Just changing the eye level, changing the velocity. Now here's the battle between pitcher of the week and player of the week with Ryan Long at the plate.
Yes. Lefty on lefty matchup. Kynes kicks and fires for the first pitch. That'll be inside. Count moves to 1-0. And I don't think I noticed this until yesterday. Has Ryan always worn white cleats?
Yes, for the most part. Obviously, unless, he has like a Zion Williamson incident and it just rips on him. But he doesn't wear Nike, so he should be good.
Okay.
Personal opinion.
Okay.
But yeah, pictures that I even have of him from last season, he was wearing the white with a slight gold trim on it.
Kynes, the 2-0 to Long. That'll be outside for a ball. Fastball right there. Count moves to 3-0.
And this is pretty much what Ryan does best. He has one of the best batter's eyes, not only for the Otters, but also in the league. He just takes pitches, builds counts, waits for his pitch.
The 3-0, that pitch a bit outside, but it'll be called a strike on the outside corner. Count moves to 3-1. I'd say that pitch was most likely questionable. 3-1 the count to Long. Kynes kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, and that's the away pitch that has been troublesome for Ryan Long. The count is now full.
And basically, just as Bill would say, 3-0, you take it, wait for him to throw a strike. 3-1, swing all the way. And that's exactly what has happened so far here in this at-bat.
The payoff pitch to Long. Ground ball to the second baseman, Carpenter, and he'll throw it over to first to Nieporty in time for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the top of the second. No score here from Bosse Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at myMarathonStation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV. Clearly a glorious afternoon of baseball.
That's my jam right there.
That's
Gloria,
right.
baby.
That's right.
Play Gloria.
Dave Nguyen and Preston Leinenbach on the call. Tyler Beardsley out for his second inning of work. He had a quick first inning as the Boomers attacked early, but they had 3 quick pop-ups to the outfield. To the plate will be Brock Carpenter, followed by Nick Otto and Matt Rose. First pitch from Beardsley is a called strike on the inside corner. Righty on righty matchup, counted 0-1. In our pregame interview, Beardsley said that he has been working on his curveball throughout the year. Next pitch is high and inside of the letters. Count even at 1.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. For Beardsley, obviously his fastball is his number one. I mean, he can touch 93, even put a little extra behind it when he needs to, but in his changeup. But that breaking pitch, that's definitely one that he's still trying to find a feel for this season.
A 1-1. Fastball low and away. Moves the count to 2-1. Man from California attended Sacramento State and was a teammate of Philadelphia Phillies first baseman Rhys Hoskins. The 2-1. Fly ball, right field. Going back is Meggs to the warning track, and he'll make the catch.
Wow.
Back at the wall. Nice job there by Jack. A can of corn out there for out number 1.
Good concentration on his part, because let's face it, that almost kind of snuck up on him a little bit. He's going straight back, then tried to backpedal a little bit, knowing he was getting close to the fence. I don't know if the wind kind of grabbed it at the last second or what, but he had to reach out and make a little bit of a basket catch.
So maybe more than one can of corn out there for Jack.
Yeah. We'll at least give him 2.
Yes.
Hopefully it's sweet corn.
Well, one guy who should make the All-Star team, at least for Schaumburg, is this guy up here, Mr.
Definitely.
Nick Otto, who has probably been the most consistent catcher in the league. Lucas Herbert for the Washington Wild Things was called up to the Arizona Diamondbacks organization. The 0-1 to Odo is in the dirt for a ball, but this guy has some serious power and has been their most consistent hitter throughout the season.
Yeah, he's definitely got an argument for being even the starting catcher for the Frontier League in the new format this year. But also, Evansville has Rob Calabrese, and I think he has quite the argument to being on the roster as well. And his average can argue as well for possibly being the starting catcher.
Yeah, Rob has hit the ball very well throughout the season. There's a bit of a slump in the Lake Erie series. The 2-1 is in the dirt. Count moves to 3-1 to Nick Odo, who is hitting .313 on the year. Yesterday he was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. A 2-strikeout victim to Tyler Vale, as he had 10 yesterday and 8 shutout innings. Beardsley gets the sign from his catcher Calabrese. They set up inside the 3-1. Big ground ball. It'll be through the hole on the left side, a base hit past J.J. Gould at shortstop. The first hit of the day for either team.
Try to sneak it by him. Very late swing there for Odo, and just found the hole on the left side. But, again, try to sneak that fastball by him because, again, Beardsley, like I said, he can rev it up when he needs to.
And it'll bring up Matt Rose, who was 0 for 3 yesterday with 3 Ks. He was ejected back in Patrick McGuff's almost no-hitter in Schaumburg earlier this month. He said some, well, probably not so kind words to the home plate umpire at the time, and sometimes that'll get you tossed.
We've seen a couple ejections this year. Last homestand, we saw someone slam their bat and break their bat. Not once or twice, but 3 tries.
Third time must have been the charm, as this ball is grounded foul down the third base line. Even count at 1 with 1 out. Runner on first, and Nick Odo, the first hit of the game for either team.
One thing to keep an eye on as the night progresses, there's a slight breeze with the flag blowing toward left center right now, but there is some inclement weather on the way. Hopefully we'll get the game in time.
Hopefully at least 5 with the Otters ahead.
But as that system moves toward Evansville, the wind could pick up even more so as the evening goes on.
So if you are a batter in this game, you want to lift it in the air, you have a chance to hit it out of the park. The 2-1, pop up near Castro on the first base side. Seems to locate it. He'll back up and make the catch for out number 2. Good concentration there by Carlos.
Had to backpedal a little bit at the last second there again. Carlos obviously has the bat. He had the power last night, but his first base defense is not too shabby either.
No.
Kind of goes overlooked sometimes.
He's turned a handful of double plays. A lot of the times were unassisted, where he would catch a line drive, and then he'll touch first base for the quick out for number 2.
And then tracking deep into foul territory, made plays like that as well.
So 2 away here in the top of the second, and it'll bring up Alex Polston, the shortstop. Polston batting .171 on the year. Beardsley takes a deep breath on the right side of the rubber of the pitch.
Ooh.
Calabrese attempting for a pitch out. Instead does not throw down to first. Count moves at 1-0 as that pitch was in the dirt.
Odo went about like a third of the way and then decided to slam the brakes, left some streak marks out there, and got back to first.
Oh, Rob's got a pretty good arm behind the plate right there. Not afraid to gun down runners when necessary. Good breaking ball right there from Beardsley. Must have been that curveball for a swing and a miss to Polston. Count even at 1 with 2 outs. No score. We're in the top of the second. 1 hit in this game thanks to Nick Odo, who has a 1-out single. He's on first. Beardsley checks Odo at first. Takes a deep breath, the 1-1. That'll be behind Calabrese. And advancing to second base will be Nick Odo. So would that be ruled a wild pitch?
I believe so. Have to check with our official score here.
It did bounce a couple times behind Calabrese.
Yeah, that'd be, yes, wild pitch. As it was into the left-handed batter's box before it got to the catcher.
The 2-1 inside. Count moves at 3-1, 2 outs, and Schaumburg isn't the best offense in the Frontier League, but I think what keeps them competitive is how good their pitching staff is, and they have a handful of guys in their lineup who can hit the ball pretty hard.
Yeah, they lost a couple of their key bats after last season. They normally are a pretty good offensive club.
The 3-1, a called strike 2 on the outside corner.
Good spot right there, right on the outer black.
Runner at second, Odo. 3-2 the count. No score. 2 outs, top of the second. Beardsley taking a couple deep breaths on the mound. And the batter, Polston, will call time. And just to kind of add on to last night, I don't think we expected that to happen with Tyler Vale's performance, but boy, it was some sight to see.
As I mentioned last night in the press box, vintage Tyler Vale.
As the veteran on the team, this breaking pitch is in the dirt for a ball. That'll be a walk. So now runners on first and second for the Boomers. Top of the second, no score.
And Calabrese, I think, making an appropriate move to kind of go back out to Beardsley and get back on the same page after a couple missed locations and 2 runners on base now.
And I think that just shows the leadership of Rob. Now, sometimes in those conversations, they'll either say something to kind of settle down, say, hey, you got this, we'll locate this pitch corrected. But other times, if a pitcher's a little nervous on the mound, the catcher will maybe tell a joke, a quick one, trying to settle the nerves a bit on the mound.
And honestly, that shows signs of a good leader, but as a catcher, that's part of the job, I think. I think that's in the job description. You got to be able to handle the pitcher on the mound and be able to know when to go out and talk to him.
Swing and a miss on a fastball right there from Beardsley. Counted 0-1 to Connor Oliver. Oliver batting .239 on the year. He was 0 for 2 last night with a strikeout and a walk. I think the other things I've noticed throughout this entire league, everyone has a different stance. Oliver right here particularly has a wide one. The 0-1, that is in the dirt for a ball. Count at 1-1, but his stance is very staggered. He has his back left foot near home plate, but then his front right foot is near the outer top hand corner of the batter's box. Little unusual.
But he closes up really quickly when the pitch is on its way. As mentioned, he starts out wide open, but that front right foot will actually get a little bit in front of the left foot as the pitch comes home.
Called strike 2 on the outside corner. Count moves 1-2, 2 outs, top of the second, no score. Runners on first and second for the Boomers. Tyler Beardsley on the mound for the Otters, trying to get his 4th win of this season and his 2nd one at Bosse Field. In 3 starts, he has 1 win and 2 no decisions. Beardsley from the right side of the rubber. Checks Odo at second, the 1-2. In the dirt, good block there by Calabrese. Count even at 2.
Now, intrigued to see there with 2 strikes, the defensive swing count, and maybe Oliver would maybe close up that stance a little bit ahead of time, but he kept it the same, kept it steady.
2-2 the count. Odo at second base, he singled. Polston at first, he walked. The 2-2, check swing, and the home plate umpire, Dennis Fretch, says Oliver went around. First strikeout of the day for Tyler Beardsley. We head to the bottom of the second, no score, and you're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network in 91.5 WUEV.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Preston Leinenbach here on the call. No score. We're in the bottom of the second. To the plate for the Otters would be Carlos Castro, followed by Rob Calabrese and Jack Meggs. Castro had the solo home run last night. He was as a pit. That throw was just a bit outside there from the catcher.
High and a little wide.
Now I noted to you as Carlos Castro is to the plate. Kind of mix up in walk-up songs there, as Calabrese is a New York native. So with growing up in the New York, kind of North Jersey area, it makes sense that Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run was his walk-up song.
The story is because he never actually chose a walk-up song, and we have that on hand as our backup for if you don't pick one, that's what's going to be played.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. And I understand that.
We have a few staff favorite songs.
Right.
So we save those for if the players don't get us their walk-up song, well, they'll be defaulted to Bruce Springsteen or whatever we have on selection.
0-1 the count to Castro. Kynes will slowly kick and fire the 0-1 as a foul ball out as that high fastball that Carlos hit a home run off yesterday off Peyton Lobdell, but Kynes is a better pitcher than that. Count moves to 0-2. And sometimes pitchers will throw that high fastball to get either batters to chase or a foul ball, as Carlos did moments ago. This following pitch is in the dirt. Breaking pitch that missed. Count moves to 1-2.
Kynes is slowly, or should I say more gradually, be getting better within those last few starts. The ERA starting to improve in the positive direction. One of the more experienced players here in the league.
The 1-2. Ground ball over the pitcher's mound, and will go through the hole at base hit for Carlos. Rounds first, and he'll stop there. A leadoff single for Castro and the Otters here in the second.
That was a good swing there by Carlos. Obviously, as you mentioned, he likes to chase that high pitch. The one that he fouled off, because again, with the way his swing path is, he can hit the high pitch, but he needs to see it maybe go down an inch or two from where it was. But that was off speed, and he was able to hold back on a 2-strike count. Because obviously, the way he likes to swing, he could swing through that, but he held back and then obviously put it right back in play up the middle.
Take a deep breath. Calabrese will step to the plate, leads the Otters in batting average, hitting .304 in the year, 28 hits, 16 RBIs, and an on-base percentage of .369. Gets a called strike inside at the knees, counted 0-1. Calabrese, the Tauntonville, New York native, located on Staten Island. Played for the San Francisco Giants organization last year. The 0-1 will be another strike in the knees. Count moves quickly to 0-2. And Rob Calabrese had an interview earlier with one of the local news affiliates here in Evansville, and Mr. Bussing was kind enough to say hello, and he goes, "Oh, you're one of the favorites. You're pretty good." Next pitch to Calabrese is way inside. Count moves to 1-2.
Mr. Busting is a very busy man, but he's always got an eye on what's going on the diamond. He always knows what's going on.
A proud listener to Evansville Otters baseball. The 1-2 will be a fly ball, foul territory down the first base line. Neaporti won't be able to get there, but the second baseman Carpenter does on the foul territory down the first base line. There is out number 1.
And that was smart for Carpenter to call off Neoporti there, because Neoporti was not only going in, a tough direction to take a route to, but kind of over his shoulder as well.
Bring up Jack Meggs, and we want to say hello to his mom and dad, Mrs. Mother Teresa. Jack had a good day at the plate yesterday. Hit the ball very hard. He was 1 for 3 with an RBI double. Could have been 2 for 3, but Neoporti robbed him of at least a double yesterday in the second inning. Jack takes a first pitch ball in the dirt. Count moves to 1-0 to the man from Sammamish, Washington. Now, I didn't play a lot of baseball growing up, but if your dad happened to be your college coach, you think that's a little bit of pressure?
I'm sure there's definitely a little bit of pressure. We've actually seen a few players come through Evansville who played for their own dads. The last couple of years, at least I've been here, I've gotten to know, obviously, some of the players. A couple of years ago, we had a third baseman, Nick Walker, played for his own dad.
1-1 the count to Meggs.
A little bit of pressure, but you also get the extra instruction, I would assume.
He'll foul this pitch back. Count moves to 1-2. I think there's maybe that fine line between coach and teacher. And then I think having your father there, the other thing is that, in a way, the love and care in order for your son to do well. And I think that's kind of molded Jack's character overall as we've seen throughout the season. 1-2 the count. Castro on first. He led off the inning with a single. Bottom of the second, no score. This pitch is flared out to third baseline. That's foul. Count remains at 1-2 with 1 out. And if you remember, the first pitch Jack saw as an Otter back on opening night was a home run. He only has 2 on the year, but one of the more impressive stats that he has is he leads the team in stolen bases with 11. Kynes checks Castro at first, the 1-2. That's outside, a fastball. Count even at 2, 1 out. So in other words, Meggs' speed, I think, is a little underrated.
Oh, definitely. Just got to get on base. That's where it all begins.
J.J. Gould on deck. He's been hitting the ball quite well, as Meggs will foul this one down the third base line once more. And I think one of the game plans for the Otters going in, knowing that Kynes had a fantastic performance his previous start, one of the ways to increase a pitch count is to continue to foul after foul ball.
And I think that's a big key right there because, like you said, went deep into his last start, probably had a high pitch count in that last game. So you probably, with the way the schedule sets up.
And that pitch apparently hit Jack on the elbow. Looks like he's going to be just fine, but now runners on first and second for the Otters. Go ahead.
And with the way the schedule sets up, I'm sure he probably didn't quite get all the rest that he would like. Because, again, probably had a high pitch count in that last game. To drive it up early, especially with 2 runners on base here in this inning, quote-unquote pressure situation, that kind of adds ghost pitches to the count, his total count, if you will. So, again, probably not a bad approach to maybe be patient here and try to drive it up. And, like you said, foul ball after foul ball.
J.J. Gould to the plate. Right-handed batter against the left-handed pitcher, Kynes. First pitch to J.J. is a called strike inside of the letters. Counted 0-1.
J.J. maybe starting to find his stroke as we have flipped the calendar to the summer season. We've seen him hit the ball a little bit better the last few games. Going back to the last road trip for you all to the Washington and Lake Erie.
The 0-1. Be another called strike inside. Count moves to 0-2. Now, growing up in the Midwest, is y'all a word that people use? Because I know from going to college in North Carolina in the South, y'all was used quite frequently.
This is Southern Indiana, so
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Very much. In the course, as you've been to Florence, you probably saw the wire tower where it says Florence, y'all. Did you not see that the first time? Did you miss that?
I may have been sleeping on the bus.
Oh, well, when you go back to Florence, they have the water tower, and it says Florence, y'all.
Okay. So don't be afraid to be authentic. I think I've...
Be yourself, you know?
Yeah. haven't used as much Philadelphia lingo on the broadcast.
I'd say y'all's
but,
more accepted slang jargon term.
Okay. I don't mind it. I actually like it. Then use guys.
Yeah.
This pitch is in the dirt to JJ, count even at 2. The kid who's grown up in, well, I'll say man, or is kid appropriate, because clearly graduated from college, but he's grown up in Florida throughout his life.
I would say definitely a man
Okay.
at this point, yes.
Definitely more facial hair than myself.
Yeah, you got to take some time to grow it out.
Swing and a miss for JJ. He's down on strike 3 and out number 2.
Doesn't take me long. I get a shadow probably within a day or 2 of shaving, so.
Well, the thing is, so I've told you that I'm half Asian, and I do not grow facial hair well. I'll just put it that way. So the mustache that Manny Pacquiao has, he's probably had it since he's probably started growing it since he was a teenager. Hunter Cullen to the plate, grew up on the West Coast from Newport Beach, California. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Castro singled, and Meggs is on first with a hit by pitch. First pitch to Hunter is outside for a called strike. Lefty on lefty matchup. The count is at 0-1. And Hunter, we were notified yesterday, apparently had a couple new bats shipped to him. He hit his 6th home run last Friday, a 2-run home run, and a 7-3 loss to the Crushers of Lake Erie. Swing and a foul ball in front of home plate. Count quickly at 0-2 to Hunter Cullen. And I think this is an ideal situation for the Otters offense as a whole. You're able to get runners on in scoring position with less than 2 outs at the time. And I think what hitting coach Bobby Siegel wants to do is see these runners cross home plate because you have an ideal situation to get early runs on the board.
Yeah, obviously you want to try to manufacture offense. The runners will not be going on 0-2, but you can't miss this opportunity, you would think.
Swing and a miss. It's a strikeout. Kynes gets out of the threat. We're through 2. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball as we have no score on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Since 1994, Slay's Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slay's Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slay's Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Preston Leinenbach here on the call. And you are the Director of Communications here for the Evansville Otters. And I just want to say for the audience, if it wasn't for you, then people would not be able to watch the games or stream the games on YouTube. You are quick and up to date with any and the latest press releases for the team. So I guess on behalf of myself and the rest of the fans and the faithful here in Evansville, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that kind compliment and kind words. It means a lot.
First pitch from Beardsley is a called strike on the outside corner.
But I will say when it comes, especially for the press releases and the writing, I know what I know because of our PA announcer former media relations manager and communications manager, Zane Clodfelter. He kind of stepped away from that role a little bit, had a lot on his plate.
Greasaber makes the catch for out number 1 out and left.
He hired me in 2017 as his intern and prepped me for the role that I have now. And then with the ODN, or digital streaming, it's in its 3rd season. Wouldn't have even been a thing without the contributions of Zane, but also our former friend and colleague here, Jacob Lutz. You didn't get to be him, but you would have loved him. And then this year we decided, well, it's the 3rd year. How do we improve the stream a little bit? So we did a little bit of work with the cables and the technical part of the stream to improve the quality of it. By no means is it what you're going to see, on the networks of ESPN or Fox, but
right.
At this level of baseball, we're pretty proud of the product we have out there with our digital streaming right now.
0-1 the count. The next pitch is ripped, and that will be just foul over the glove of Castro. Dylan Jones to the plate, who has hit the ball very hard in his opportunities against the Otters, not just in this particular game or yesterday, but throughout the entire series that the Otters have had. The Otters come in with a 5-2 record against the Schaumburg Boomers. The 0-2 from Beardsley is a swing and a miss. Good breaking ball. Drop 3rd strike. Castro down to 1st, and a quick out number 2. And I think that drop 3rd strike is key. The Otters were able to take advantage of that opportunity in the first game against Schaumburg and Patrick McGuff's almost no-hitter. Mike Rizzatello had a drop 3rd strike, but the throw down to 1st was over the head, and it allowed, I think, Castro at the time to score. So while the strikeout was counted in the game to the Schaumburg pitcher at the time, Rizzatello was safe at 1st. First pitch is outside for a ball, or excuse me, a strike to Clint Hardy, the man who broke up McGuff's no-hitter earlier in the month. Count moves to 0-1. And Beardsley waits no time. The 0-1 is sky to foul territory. Castro says he has it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Did you have any thoughts, Preston?
I like the efficiency so far, Tyler Beardsley. I mean, gosh, he's got quick innings going on here. I can't even say anything.
So we'll head to the top of the 3rd. We'll bring up Panzarella, the newly acquired Otter, and then the top of the order in Cronin and Greasaber. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
This summer, the Frontier League heads to the Big Apple as its brightest stars battle the Can-Am League's finest in the historic first-ever Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star Celebration. It's July 9th and 10th in beautiful Rockland County, nestled in New York City's suburbs. Slide to rocklandboulders.com for tickets and lodging information to see the best baseball stars shine in New York. Again, visit rocklandboulders.com and show support for your team in this Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star game.
The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The pizza brick road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the pizza brick road. Road down to Tyroni's. The pizza brick road. The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Preston Leinenbach here on the call. We'll bring up Chris Panzarella, the newly acquired Otter. I'm sure you can tell us a little bit more information about Chris. You were able to speak to him before he signed.
So, yeah, I mean, he comes in. Obviously, he's an infielder, but you give him credit. I mean, he's a thick, sturdy third baseman coming in for the Otters, and be interested to see what he can bring to the table.
First pitch to Panzarella is a ball inside.
from Hazel Township, PA. So another Pennsylvania guy, just like the skipper, Andy McCauley, out of Keystone College.
The 1-0 would be a called strike at the knees. Count even at 1.
And gives a, I guess you would say, a pseudo day off for Ryan Long, out in the field at least.
Next pitch at the letters will be a ball. Count moves to 2-1 to Panzarella. And I believe the college he attended was a smaller college, or was it junior college? I wasn't too sure.
Yeah, Keystone would definitely be smaller scale.
2-1, a swing and a miss on a fastball. Kynes, the starting pitcher, jammed Panzarella inside. Count even at 2, top of the third, or bottom of the third, excuse me. Each team has a hit. The 2-2 from Gunnar Kynes. Fly ball, foul territory down the first base line. Porty will make the catch in foul territory for out number 1. That wasn't a bad at-bat, I don't think.
Nah. I mean, that's just for him getting a feel of facing a professional pitcher on the mound. But these first basemen are getting quite the workout here tonight. We've already seen, 4 foul balls, I want to say, toward the first base side between Porty. His second baseman helped him out in the one earlier, but also Castro giving a few looks.
It'll bring up David Cronin, the leadoff hitter, playing second base tonight. Last night he played DH for the first time since the second series of the season back at Windy City, not far from his hometown in Crestwood, Illinois. He'll foul this one down the third base side. Count goes to 0-1 to Dave. I think he is a very valuable asset to this team. He was an all-star second baseman last year. He sets the tone continuously for this Otters lineup, and when he gets on base, I think it helps the rest of the lineup to kind of relax.
Yeah, and that's the key is for him at the top lineup, obviously with his first time out of the game, get on base. Obviously, may not write out the script perfectly enough where he starts out every inning as the leadoff guy, but yeah, he can get on base, and then not only that, when he doesn't get on, he can share what he saw in the at-bat with everybody else. So he has a big job whether he makes it on base or not.
The 1-1 to Cronin. Ground ball to the second baseman, and it will go through the hole. A base hit. Literally what we were just talking about moments ago. That'll bring up Keith Griesaber, the St. Louis native. Struck out back in the first. He was 1 for 3 yesterday. Overall in the season, he's batting .266.
So you mentioned the St. Louisan. Also, I've heard he's got some pretty good soccer talent as well.
Okay.
Had decided to choose the baseball route instead of soccer when it came to his collegiate as well as his professional career.
First pitch to Keith. Skied into right center field. And that will be caught by Hardy. And now Cronin needs to retreat. He almost gets doubled up. So, in a way, a heads-up play there for David Cronin, realizing that Hardy was on the hustle right there to get the out number 2.
I think Cronin would have been all right anyway, just because, he got really deep. I mean, he was literally pretty much right next to the second base bag. But with Hardy, his body and momentum with the run carrying him towards center field and trying to twist back around to first base, that's tough. And he didn't get off a great throw because he wasn't really firmly planted with a good throwing stance like he wanted to toward the first base direction. So I think Cronin would have been all right. But, again, I don't blame Hardy for at least trying. I mean, and then catcher Taylor was there to back it up when the ball took a bad bounce.
Swing and a miss from Ryan Long. Count moves to 0-1. Now, I interviewed Austin Nicely, who will be the Otters starter tomorrow. And while we were in the dugout, I accidentally grabbed Ryan Long's bat to move it aside, and I had some pine tar on my fingers, and Austin said afterwards, you better get the pine tar off or it'll stick to you quickly. Count at 0-2 after a swing and a miss to Long. Now, what is the reason why batters will put pine tar on their bats?
All about grip.
Yeah?
Now, obviously, you can't overdo it. You can't put too much on there, but especially when it's a brand new one, you got to rough it up a little bit, kind of, put some dirt on it, put some pine tar.
0-2, high and outside. Count moves to 1-2 to Ryan Long.
That's why it's always toward the middle or even the handle, because Because then if it gets, on the barrel, then that's affecting the hit possibly.
Okay.
And that could cause some issues, some controversy there.
Okay, so that's why there's the infamous video of George Brett freaking out because of his bat had too much pine tar on it. Okay.
Doctor it up, just, however you need to, but there is a limit.
Okay. Count even at 2 with 2 outs. I think that's one of the things that, obviously I don't know everything about the sport of baseball, but the pine tar thing on a bat has always kind of fascinated me.
You remember the sports science shows?
On ESPN with Brankus?
Well, before ESPN, he was on Fox Sports.
Was he?
Yes.
Okay.
And then ESPN, I guess, got the rights to that show. But yes, with John Brinkus.
The 2-2 is not delivered. The throw over to first. Cronin's back there safe.
There's one, it was a short segment, not that long, and I actually used it in a high school presentation once.
Oh, really?
In my physics class, where they showed, and I believe Jake Peavy was their guinea pig for that episode, about the different effects of different items they used to doctor the ball with. I mean, they can't legally do it, like peanut butter, just different items. Pine tar obviously was one, and that kind of thing. And it was so intriguing to see how the pitch would change the, location, movement, depending on the material. Look it up sometime. It's very intriguing. Like I said, I got to use it in a presentation, and it got me an A.
That was my next question. What'd you get on it? Clearly must have been an A, and hopefully your physics teacher was a sports fan.
Oh, he definitely was.
Okay.
Yes.
Full count to Ryan Long. Cronin at first. He singled moments ago. Throw over back to first. Not in time.
He wasn't so much more. I mean, he was a casual baseball fan. He wasn't. I would say he's probably more of maybe a football guy. But he had a signed picture in his classroom by Dick Butkus.
Wow. Him and Gale Sayers were in the same draft. Might be the best draft the Bears ever had. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Long falls for the high fastball away, and the Otters are retired. We head to the top of the 4th. No score here at Bossy Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the tri-state, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Gwynn and Preston Leinebach here on the call. We have no score. We are here in the top of the 4th inning. Tyler Beardsley on the mound for the Otters, looking and searching for his 4th win of the season. And Preston hard at work as we speak, the Director of Communications here for the Evansville Otters. First pitch to Nieporty is inside. Count it 1-0. Pitch nearly hit his chest. Fastball that just missed from Beardsley. The 1-0 pitch outside, just missing the outside corner. Count moves to 2-0. Beardsley takes a deep breath on the mound, works quickly, the 2-0. ripped into right field, and that will go all the way to the wall. Cullen finds Gould, the cutoff man, at shortstop. Standing with a leadoff double is Quincy Nieporty, who was 0 for 4 yesterday. So leadoff double for the Boomers, and it seems that they are in business. Bringing up Brock Carpenter, who was 0 for 4 yesterday with a strikeout. The second baseman for the Schaumburg Boomers. Carpenter from Milton, Washington. Runner at second base. First pitch to Carpenter is a called strike right down the heart of the plate for strike one. Carpenter played for the Great Lakes Loons of the Los Angeles Dodgers organization last year. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good curveball right there from Beardsley. Moves the count to 0-2. Taking a deep breath on the right side of the rubber. Beardsley will wait for the sign from his catcher Calabrese. They set up inside. The 0-2. Breaking ball, drop third strike. Calabrese needs to throw down there in a hurry, and he won't be able to. So the strikeout will count, but it's that situation we were talking about moments ago. It'll be a drop third strike, and advancing to first will be Brock Carpenter. So the strikeout will count, but now there's runners on first and second with no outs. The strikeout is accredited to Beardsley's stat line, but there are no outs in this inning. So now Calabrese calls the signals in the infield. Panzarella at third, his first start as an Otter at the hot corner. Gould at short, he'll shadow the runner. And Nieporty at second. Playing on the edge of the infield grass is David Cronin at second. Showing bunt, and that will be foul. Will be the batter Nick Otto, the catcher, a designated hitter today, normally playing catcher. So runners at first and second, Carpenter at first, advancing on the drop third strike. Nieporty at second, he led off with a double. Otto, the hot hitting Nick Otto, was 0 for 3 yesterday with 2 strikeouts. He singled back in the second. Bunt, the Beardsley throws over to third, and they get the lead runner, the force out at third base. Heads up play there by Beardsley and Panzarella for the first out of the game. Or of the inning. So 1-5 on the putout. Advancing to second base will be Carpenter. At first, on the fielder's choice, will be Nick Otto. There's one away here in the top of the fourth. Matt Rose to the dish, batting .205 on the year. First pitch to Rose. A sky ball deep to left field. Griesaber going back to the wall, and he'll make the catch at the wall and then fires it into the infield. The runner from first base, Otto, will advance to second. Going to third is Carpenter, but there are 2 outs here in the inning thanks to Keith Griesaber's great play at the wall and left center field. Now there will be a mound visit between Calabrese and Tyler Beardsley. 2 outs. Each team has 2 hits. This inning started with a double by Nieporty. Then Carpenter advanced to first on a drop third strike. 1-5 put out by Beardsley to get the force out at near Nieporty at third. And then a great catch by Griesaber in left. The runners will advance. So now on third base is Carpenter. Second base is Otto. To the plate now is the shortstop, Alex Polston. And this first pitch is low and away for a ball. Polston batting 171 on the year with a walk. Yesterday, he was 0 for 1. Beardsley checks the runner on second base at Odo. Open bag at first. Next pitch is a strike right down the heart of the plate, even count 0-1. Polston from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Beardsley checks the runner at second. The pitch will be in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 2-1. There is no score. Each team has 2 hits. Runners at second and third for the Boomers. First run of the game, potentially 90 feet away. The 2-1 from Beardsley. Just missing the outside corner. Count moves to 3-1. Missing a strike at the letters. Beardsley really wanted that 50-50 ball. Otters in a bit of a jam right here. Runners at second and third for the Boomers. 3-1 the count, 2 outs. And the batter, Polston, the shortstop, will call time. Polston from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, played for the Cleburne Railroaders last year. Count moves to 3-2 after the foul ball down the first base line. Beardsley from California attended Sacramento State. Last year was a starter with the Otters. Breathes deeply on the mound, standing on the right side of the rubber. 3-2 the count to Alex Polston. Runners on second and third for the Boomers. The payoff pitch. We end the dirt, and that's a ball. Bases are now loaded. So working a walk is Polston. He's at first. At second base is Odo. And at third is Carpenter. Playing behind the third base bag will be the newly acquired Otter, playing third base today, with Chris Panzarella. At shortstop, playing on the edge of the outfield grass, is J.J. Gould. Playing on the edge of the outfield grass on the right field side is David Cronin at second. And playing behind the first base bag is Carlos Castro. Connor Oliver, the center fielder, to the plate. His first pitch is foul down the third base line. Count moves to 0-1. Oliver played for the Traverse City Beach Bums last year, who are no longer in the Frontier League. Lives in Stafford, Virginia. 0-1 the count. The wind has started to pick up here at Bosse Field. There are a flurry of leaves out there on the field. The skies continue to darken. The wind is really picking up. The flag is blowing mightily in the west direction. So there are a chance of thunderstorms that could occur here today. Was on the weather report. But we're going to play on until we see some rain. Bases loaded, 0-1 the count to Oliver. There are 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter match up the pitch. We in the dirt. Good block there by Calabrese. Count even at 1. Tonight is Deaconess Women's Hospital Strikeout Stroke Night. There are a handful of employees from the hospital here today at the ballpark. Wind continues to blow in the east direction. The 1-1. Called strike 2 right on the inside corner from Beardsley. Fastball right there. Count moves to 1-2. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Top of the fourth, no score. California native on the mound. Checks the runner at second base. Oliver steps back into the batter's box. From the right side of the rubber, Beardsley kicks and fires the 1-2. Pitch is just missing outside. Beardsley wanted that curveball. Instead, the count is even at 2 with 2 outs. Gould now playing in the outfield a bit on the left field side. Oliver, the left-handed batter. Beardsley, the right-handed pitcher. 2-2 the count. Beardsley checks the runner, Otto, at second. Kicks and fires the 2-2. Inside for a cold strike 3. Beardsley gets out of the bases-loaded jam. Curveball right there. Gets the Otters out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 4th. No score here from Bosse Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen here on the call. Very cloudy skies. The wind now blowing in the southeast direction. Gunnar Kynes on the mound for his 4th inning of work. To the plate for the Otters will be Carlos Castro, Rob Calabrese, and Jack Meggs. We have a pitcher's duel here as each team only has 2 hits. Gunnar Kynes coming off his best start of the season, where he went 9 innings, throwing a complete shutout, striking out 8 batters in a 3-0 win against the Joliet Slammers last week. Carlos Castro hit his 6th home run of the year yesterday, a solo shot over the left field wall. That gave the Otters at the time a 2-0 lead on Tuesday. First pitch to Carlos is outside for a ball. Count moves to 1-0 for the native of the Dominican Republic. La Romana to be exact. Carlos played for the Atlanta Braves organization from 2012 to 2017. Played for the Otters last year in 19 games. The 2-0 pitch to Castro. Be dropped in there. A nice curveball right there from Gunnar Kynes. Lose the count to 2-1. Curved right in at the letters to Castro. The 2-1 pitch from Kynes. Swing and a miss on a fastball inside. Count even at 2. Castro proud of his Dominican heritage. Wears a Dominican Republic sleeve on his left arm. The 2-2. That would be a foul ball. Late note to drop third strike, running down to first base and not getting there in time is Carlos Castro. So it's a strikeout and then the 2-3 put out for out number 1. Count now is nothing as Rob Calabrese to the plate, the Tottenville, New York native. Calabrese is hitting .304 in the year, 28 hits, 16 RBIs, 5 home runs. Otters wearing their navy blue uniforms today with a maroon trim around the white letters and numbers. First pitch to Calabrese is a ball that fell down to the dirt. Count moves to 1-0 to Calabrese, the New York native. Played for the Augusta Green Jackets of the San Francisco Giants organization last year. On deck is Jack Meggs. The 1-0 will be fouled late behind the plate. Count even at 1 to Calabrese. 1 out. Bottom of the 4th. Kynes waiting for the signal from his catcher Taylor. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there from Gunnar Kynes. A slider that bit. Count moves to 1-2. Flag still blowing out in the east direction. The 1-2 to Calabrese will be fouled behind the plate. Count remains at 1-2. So today in 1916, the Cleveland players in a game with the Chicago White Sox wear numbers on their sleeves, marking the first time players are identified by numbers corresponding to those on the scorecard. Next pitch is a ball inside. Count moves to 2-2. Pretty interesting. Numbers on the sleeves was first time back in June 26 of 1916. 2-2 the count. Kynes fires. Pitch is way inside. Count now full to Rob Calabrese. Kynes, the reigning Frontier League pitcher of the week. The payoff pitch will be fouled once more. Talk about increasing the pitch count to Gunnar Kynes. In 3 1/3 innings, he has 40 strikes, 23 balls. Now after that foul ball, it's 41 strikes. So a total of 64 pitches through 3 1/3 innings. Clearly, his pitch count is in continuing to climb. The payoff pitch to Calabrese will be foul once more. 1 out, bottom of the 4th. On deck will be Jack Meggs, followed by J.J. Gould. Calabrese clearly in a quab, better known as a quality at bat. The 3-2 will be fouled once more. Quab, one of the many lingo terms in baseball. Learned that in summer collegiate ball in Alexandria, Virginia last summer. And in a way, hitting coach Bobby Siegel wants his players to have a quab every time they're at the plate. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch there from Gunnar Kynes. Calabrese down as it's out number 2 and his first strikeout tonight for Calabrese. Back-to-back strikeouts for Gunnar Kynes. Brings up Jack Meggs to the plate. Jack was hit by a pitch his last time up back in the 2nd. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. No score in a pitcher's duel. Understandable from the side of the Schaumburg Boomers, as Gunnar Kynes went 9 innings last week, 8 strikeouts and a 3-0 win. First pitch to Meggs. Be a called strike inside of the knees. Counted 0-1. Kynes waits for the sign from his catcher, Taylor. He kicks and fires for the 0-1. That'll be a breaking ball that missed. Goes behind the catcher, Taylor. Count even at 1 with 2 outs. Third baseman Rose plays on the edge of the infield grass. Playing towards second base is shortstop Alex Polston. Next pitch is high and away for a ball. Count moves to 2-1 to Jack Meggs, the Sammamish, Washington native. Played in the Oakland Athletics organization last year. Jack had an RBI double yesterday. The 2-1. Swing and a miss on a fastball there from Kynes. Count even at 2. Jack will take off his helmet, wipe the sweat off his forehead, and will slowly gather himself back in the batter's box. It is pretty humid out there in Bosse Field as we are nearing summertime. 2-2 the count to Jack Meggs. 2 outs, the pitch from Kynes. High and outside, count goes full. Kynes having a bit of control issues here in this particular inning. He now has 46 strikes and 26 balls. A pitch count of 72. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts for Gunnar Kynes as we are through 4. We head to the top of the 5th. Preston Leinebach will take over some play-by-play duties. And you're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Signorama Evansville for their support this season. Signorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Signorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at signorama.com/in-Evansville. Signorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
91.5 W.
Leinebach here on the call. I'll take over play-by-play duties for this particular inning. Preston, to you.
Thank you very much, David. Appreciate it. As we head to the top of the 5th inning here from Bosse Field. And as you mentioned in between the break there, very much a pitcher's duel right now, 0-0 contest. Tyler Beers on the mound once again for his 5th inning of work for the Otters. Zach Taylor, the catcher, to lead off for the Schaumburg Boomers. The first pitch from Beersley out of the windup. First pitch swinging foul, first base side. Carlos giving it another look. He's made a couple plays, and I cannot see. Did he make that catch? The banner got in my way. It looks like he did.
We get a cheer from the applause, and that will be out number 1.
My view was obstructed with our nice concourse banners here at Bosse Field. So he knew he got over there toward the track area, making another catch in foul territory for out number 1. As that will take things back to the top of the order for Schaumburg. Dylan Jones, the left fielder, to the plate from the left side. Beardsley looking to continue his efficient outing thus far with the first pitch strike to Jones. As Clint Hardy, the right fielder, stands on deck for Schaumburg. The 0-1 from Beardsley. Little jam shot back to Beardsley. Couple steps in front of him. Then the throw over to first for out number 2. Right, so far, I don't know if it's give credit to Beardsley or Calabrese or both of them for being on the same page. As that will bring up Clint Hardy to the plate now. But, again, they've worked well so far together here in this start tonight.
Well, they were able to get out of the bases-loaded jam the last inning, able to get that fastball. They wanted that fastball outside. They wanted to paint that outside corner, and they were able to get that on the called strike 3 to Oliver in the last inning.
So 2 up, 2 down so far here in the top of the 5th. The first pitch to Hardy. Down low near the dirt for ball 1. Try to finish off this inning. The Otters hope to maybe find their offense at the bottom of the 5th because, again, those clouds are looking kind of ominous out in the distance.
You must have liked science more than I did.
I always said, here's a strike to even at the count at 1-1. My plan, E, F, G, whatever you want, how far back in the alphabet you want to go, backup plan, could be meteorology. Kind of an interesting thing for me, maybe.
Good luck.
Always,
I see more athletics for you, but...
Oh, definitely my first love, no doubt about it.
Okay.
Strike 2 there from Beardsley, 1 and 2. I was always fascinated to watch, all those storm chasing shows on Discovery and Weather Channel and all that. To see what it's like to maybe go into a tornado or whatever.
That was going to be my next question to you.
Dropped third strike. Calabrese, I guess he applied the tag. Did not have to throw down to first, and that will end the top of the 5th. Halfway home for Bossy Field, still scoreless in this middle game between the Schaumburg Boomers and the Evansville Otters on 91.5 FM, WUEV, and the Otters Digital Network.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Heading to the Otters half of the 5th inning from Bossy Field. Otters in their second game of a 6-game homestand. They'll finish out against the Boomers tomorrow night. And then they'll welcome the River City Rascals to Evansville for the first time this season over the weekend. Still scoreless, 0-0 contest between the Boomers and the Otters here tonight. Gunnar Kynes back out onto the mound, and J.J. Gould will lead off for the Otters. And one thing I'll say, I guess, with the inclement weather that is approaching, I'm sure the staff for both sides are at least appreciative that they were able to get this far with their starter, because last week you guys were in Washington and made, the second inning?
1 1/3.
1 1/3, and then it was called, and basically a wasted kind of start in a way for Austin Nicely in that game. But he was able to go 2 days later and do just fine.
Yes.
First pitch to Gould from Kynes. Kind of a halfway bunt showing there from Gould. Takes it for strike 1. Corner infielders playing in a little bit with the third baseman, even with the bag. The 0-1 pitch. Did he hold up? He did not. 0-2. Late sinking action to that one, and Gould tried to pull back in time, but was not able to do so. as the outfield defense plays pretty much straight up. Made a couple steps in. With 0 home runs on the scoreboard, Gould maybe not seen as a power threat by the opposing team here tonight. As the 0-2 upstairs for a ball 1-2 the count.
Hopefully JJ, he's hit the ball quite well in the past couple of games. Hopefully he can keep up his consistency at the plate.
The 1-2 delivery from Kynes, low and away. Trying to get Gould to swing and miss with the pitcher's count. Now it's 2-2. Gould has told me that he is thinking about growing his hair back out as he had it last year. I don't know if you saw pictures of him from last season.
I think I know I saw his profile from last year.
The 2-2 swung on and missed. It's a strikeout for Kynes. Up and tight on Gould a little bit after going downstairs those previous couple pitches. So with one down, the center fielder for Evansville, Hunter Colin, will make his way to the dish.
Those clouds continue to
get
more dark.
Now, this is where I'm not that scientific because I can't name my clouds. So I don't know if those are cumulonimbus clouds. I think those are storm clouds.
Storm clouds would be an accurate assessment.
Well, I mean, yeah, but there's a specific name for them.
I know.
It's ball 1 to Colin.
I passed that test and threw it out of my memory bank. That
one also outside 2-0. So add a little extra to it. Those are just cumulus clouds. Then you got your cirrus clouds, your stratus clouds, which are more of a blanket of clouds pretty much. As it's a 2-0 pitch grounder to first base, taken unassisted by Neoporti, and there's 2 down for the Otters. And so here's Panzarella again. A newcomer to the squad this week for the Evansville Otters. So he will look to maybe put a run on the board, looking maybe for his first home run. Takes strike 1, it's 0-1, 1-2 Panzarella.
First hit as a home run in professional ball doesn't sound like a bad idea.
The timing may not be too bad either.
He's got some power. I think he had a .434 on base percentage. Or a slugging percentage.
Yeah.
In college.
Fouls that one back to the netting behind home plates. 0-2 the count now as he falls behind. From the third base side of the rubber, the delivery from Kynes above the shoulders inside for ball 1. Count 1-2.
Now, I don't know about you, but I do not like when a pitcher takes his time on the mound and works slow.
Definitely affects the pace of play. Off the end of the bat, back to Kynes. He'll field his position, underhanded to first base, and that will end the inning. 1-2-3 inning for the Otters offensively. We're through 5 from Bosse Field. Still scoreless between the Boomers and the Otters on 91.5 FM WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
Ryan Keberly and his band Catharsis return to the Tri-State live in concert Tuesday, July 9th, 7:30 p.m. It's another Under the Radar concert series show in Newburgh, and seating is limited. A Jazz Flight favorite, Catharsis with Ryan Keberly, Tuesday, July 9th at 7:30. For more information or tickets, contact Steve Roll on Facebook or visit the 91.5 FM WUEV page.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-615.
Top of the sixth inning. A little bit of Queen.
Fat Bottom Girls. Apparently they
Despite the title, it's a very catchy tune.
Yes. Apparently they make the rock and world go round.
Yeah. In fact, they do, as it's a 0-0 contest here. And again, the sixth inning between the Boomers and the Otters. Beardsley on the mound. First pitch to Neoporti to lead off. Goes over the head of Beardsley. Cronin off balance throw in time to first base. Had to scoop that and throw it on the run. And put it right on target to Carlos Castro, the first baseman. One down here in the top of the sixth.
Great job there by Cronin to gather himself. And when he fielded the ball, threw a quick strike there to Castro.
That will bring up Brock Carpenter, second baseman. We did not see him in the last appearance from the Boomers on that last homestand. Both teams making some changes since 10 days ago or so. Zach Taylor, the catcher tonight for Schaumburg, replaced Wilkins Jimenez, who has given his departure papers, if you will, from Schaumburg since.
Okay. Taylor's only appeared in 3 games. He has 4 hits going into today.
So far, a decent ratio start, I would say. Obviously, again, a small sample size. First pitch from Beardsley was taken for a ball. The second one fouled away down the right field line toward the picnic tin area, and it's even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. Again, both sides looking for the first run of the game.
Carpenter appearing in his 8th game today. 7 games. He has 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 doubles, an RBI, 9 total bases.
Decent looking pitch there from Beardsley, but maybe just a tad inside for ball 2. We saw last night where Schaumburg feels comfortable using him in different positions. After the substitution early on in the game, he moved around on the infield. Started out at third and his way towards second. Kind of a utility infielder for Schaumburg. It's count now 3-1 in favor of Carpenter at the dish. So that last one missed the zone as well from Beardsley. But now the 3-1 delivery. Popped up foul over the rooftop. That will make the count full at 3-2.
I think something that Tyler Beardsley tried to pick up from Randy Wynn before his departure was trying to get 2 strike counts quickly.
Yep, and it's so important, not to cut you off there, you got to finish them off as well once you get to that point.
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
Look at that breaking ball from Tyler Beardsley. Absolutely froze Carpenter. Started up about letter high, made a little bit above that, and it looked like it finished belt high right there in the middle of the zone.
I'll say it was a check strike 3, or a called strike 3.
As basically the bottom just fell out of that pitch, and there's nothing Carpenter can do. So with 2 outs following that strikeout, Nick Odo to the plate. Just the designated hitter tonight. And he'll take ball 1 down and in. And that one blown right by him. He couldn't catch up to it. Swinging strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike in the count. So the infield defense slightly pulled toward the right side with Odo being a left-handed batter. Middle infielders made a touch in front of the grass. Backing up a step. Cronin on the ground ball. He'll field it over to Carlos Castro for out number 3. So another solid inning of work from Beardsley. Heading to the bottom of the 6th. Still tied at 0 from Bossy Field. This is Otters Baseball, 91.5 FM, WUEV, the Otters Digital Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The pizza brick road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the pizza brick road. Road down to Tyroni's. The pizza brick road. The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Into the bottom of the sixth inning from Bossy Field. Gunnar Kynes getting his final warm-up tosses in for the inning. Scoreless. And there is a slight rain starting to come down here at Bossy Field. And I wouldn't say it's, kind of like a flash downpour type of rain, but decent enough to maybe add a little moisture to the ground, but probably not enough to create any puddles just yet. David Cronin to lead off. Top of the order for the Otters. Lefty-lefty matchup here. First pitch swinging just inside the bag on third base line. Foul. Just missed it. If it had been a little bit over the bag, it would have been a fair ball. But it's 0-1 in the count. All right, now the rain's starting to pick up a little bit, and there's a little bit of a flash of lightning. And Cronin will get on base as Kynes trying to get to the ball with Carpenter coming in. Kynes ends up on the dirt. And Cronin reaches with Greasehaber coming to the plate now. So Keith Greasehaber and there's a slight little mound visit between Kynes and Taylor. Be interesting to see here if the Otters want to be aggressive on the base paths with David Cronin at first. Greasehaber at the plate. Kynes looks in to get his signs from Taylor. The first pitch fouled back. Now, when it comes to the high sock game, Keith Greasehaber has everyone beat because those are at his knees. Those are not even up to the calves. Those are up to the knees. The navy blue high socks for Greasehaber. 0-1. Curveball drops in for strike two. Kynes jumps ahead on the mound. Big swooping breaking ball from Kynes. Long stands on deck for the Otters. As goes in the dugouts, kind of taking cover a little bit. 0-2 foul down the first base side toward the Evansville Otters bullpen by Greasehaber.
We may need to give Jack Meggs an honorable mention for his sock game while he goes with the navy blue and white socks. The navy blue stripe.
The old stirrups look or the actual stripes? I actually haven't noticed tonight.
I think it's just one solid stripe.
Okay. Chopper toward third, scooped up, on to second for one, over to first, in time for the double play, 5-4-3. Just like that, with one on and no one out, 2 outs on the board for the Otters here in the offensive half of the inning for Evansville.
Bad break there for the Otters.
Screw Saber a little out in front of that one. It's the third baseman, Matt Rose, able to, again, just scoop it up, sling it over to start the double play. Ryan Long at the plate now. First pitch from Kynes to Long. Gets him on that front shoulder. It's just how it goes, right? As soon as like a double play happens, the next guy gets on or something like that. Not proven scientifically, but it seems like it happens quite a bit.
I have noticed that over the past few games.
So
Two quick outs and then a hit batsman.
So Long will head down to first with Castro coming to the plate.
I think Castro is one of our favorites up here in the press box. He is a fan of changing his walk-up song every once in a while.
Once in a while. Okay, let's see. We're 2 months into the season. I'll speak on this.
Okay.
How many weeks would that be? About 8 weeks into the season, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe about 9?
Let's go with that.
I'm pretty sure he's up to 4, maybe 5 walk-up songs. Times he's changed it this year. Hey, whatever helps him find his groove, I guess. Whatever helps him win. Inside as he backs up a little bit. 1-0. And, of course, as he likes to call his friends Poppy.
Yes. Pleasure to have him as a roommate on the handful of the road trips.
We were able to feature him for an interview on Otters TV a couple weeks ago.
That. Yeah.
His English has come a long way. I give him credit. Carlos hits one out to deep center, off the base of the wall. Long being raved around third. He'll come home. The throw. Not in time. As it's basically a head-first dive by Long, just in time before the tag was applied by Taylor. Just snuck in there. Ryan Long. Carlos Castro hits the go-ahead run in, and it's a 1-0 lead for Evansville.
RBI double. Long comes home, and Carlos crushed that one. 400 feet to dead center. Carlos showed his power yesterday with his solo home run, and now gets the Otters with the first run of the game for either team.
Calabrese will be the batter. Let's give credit to Schaumburg there, because that was well done on their defensive part of the play. With the throw coming in, again, off the base of the fence to the cutoff man, on home, right on target, and the tag was applied by Taylor, where actually I think got Long on the leg or possibly the foot, but the head first slide was just in time to score the run. As it's so important to see teams hit the cutoff man on those deep plays. As Calabrese takes ball 1.
Now, it looked like Carpenter was able to get the ball back in time from Oliver, and that play was pretty close to the plate.
The throw looked like it was going to be high, but it did kind of sink down at the last second right into the mid of Taylor at the plate.
I think if
strike one inside, 1-1 the count.
And I think if Taylor turned around maybe a second earlier, Long may have been tagged out.
But Carlos delivers, again, a timely 2-out hit for Carlos Castro, and that's big, getting that 2-out knock. 1-0 lead for Evansville. That was a high curveball. Didn't quite hang enough to be in the sweet spot, but it's a fly ball down the left field line that'll be caught by Jones to end the inning. But Carlos Castro drives in what is now staying as the go-ahead run, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Otters as we go to the 7th on 91.5 FM WUEV in the Otters Digital Network.
You want to take
GD
the top
Ritzy's
half
is
of
a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations, west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vandenberg or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
So 1-0 lead for Evansville going to the top of the 7th. Beardsley back on the mound. It's not a significant amount of run support, but he has one on the board behind him now. So he goes out to the mound. And the Otters leading again 1-0 here in the middle game of the series. With a win, they could clinch a series win and look for a sweep tomorrow.
And with the weather, I think it's safe to say it's been a little wacky.
Oh,
This one run might be the difference.
That's a good way of categorizing Evansville Southern Indiana winter in general. Wacky, because it will change on a dime.
I think that's one of the things I've learned being here for now, I believe, 2.5 months. Weather is random.
Yeah, it can be cold in the morning, hot in the afternoon, and then when you get hot and humid, it could turn into storms in no time. As Matt Rose will lead off the inning for Schaumburg. First pitch from Beardsley outside. Now, you're talking earlier about Beardsley being able to play with Hoskins. You said that was at the collegiate level, though, correct?
College. They both went to Sacramento State.
0-1 as Beardsley takes a long look in here. And we'll expect time to be called, and it will be. Now, the guy who just drove into the RBI double, Carlos Castro, he's not at the collegiate level, but at the professional level, he's been able to play with Acuna and Albies of the Atlanta Braves organization, who are now two of the top players in Major League Baseball, respectively, in the NL East especially, as Rose hits a little bit of a low liner that sinks down for a hit in left field. And the leadoff runner, tying run now, on base for Schaumburg.
Yeah, I remember Carlos telling me that he played with Acuna and Albies, and they're one of the more better, younger players in the baseball right now.
Very young, reaching the Major League level at their age. And then let's give them kudos. They like to have fun. It's a job, but they're having fun doing it. You ever watch them on... There's like an ESPN Sunday Night Baseball broadcast or whatever, nationally televised. They are having fun whether they're on the field or in the dugout. And that's how it should be. As first pitch swinging for Polston will go to right field, Oppo Taco. And the first two have now reached for Schaumburg. So things are getting interesting here for the Otters now on the defensive side of things. And from a pitching perspective for Beardsley, as the first two are on, the go-ahead run at first base. As Alex Polson reaches, and Oliver will be the batter next. Little action in the Schaumburg bullpen on the left field line. No action for Evansville quite yet down the right field side. First pitch to Oliver, fouled away.
Castro playing in a couple feet on the edge of the infield grass.
There's no reason to hold the runner with obviously a runner being at second.
I think they want to try to get the force out at third.
You've seen Carlos try that multiple times. He's aggressive when it comes to plays like that. And being ready for the bunt to try to move the runners over because, again, that's strategic baseball as well. With no one out, go-ahead runs at first. Why not get them both in scoring position?
If you're Schaumburg, yes.
I mean, because right now, with the way things are conditions-wise, you might want to try to go ahead and push the issue a little bit to get that go-ahead run in scoring position. As Panzarella at third, playing back even with the bag in the dirt. Now
Castro playing way up.
Swing and a miss, 1-2 the count to Oliver. Now, the most aggressive first baseman I see when it comes to possible bunting plays, Anthony Rizzo.
Okay.
That dude is almost on top of home plate. If you ever watch, it's the Cubs. I'm a Cardinals fan.
Right.
Watching the Cubs, you watch, he'll come charging in out of nowhere and basically be near home plate. He's very aggressive on those plays. So that one sinks down into the dirt.
Happened to catch a Cubs game happened to be the Cardinals.
Yeah, it didn't go so well.
It's weird seeing Cole Hamels in a Cubs uniform.
That's right.
Javi Baez led off with a 2-run homer in the first, and the rest was history. I left in the fourth and was fortunate enough to call the almost no-hitter from McGuff later on that evening.
That was quite the day for you.
Also spending a lot of money, but it was well worth it.
The 2-2 from Beardsley. Just missing his zone. Looked pretty good. Beardsley made a little extra glance into the home plate umpire, and it's full now.
Now, thanks to you, I've been able to see Busch Stadium a couple times, see a couple Cardinals games. Seeing Wrigley this year, it's quite impressive to see different ballparks outside of Philadelphia.
Time called as the ball gets away, and that left field bullpen onto fair territory. I personally have not been to Wrigley yet. I'll get there someday.
Well, there is an All-Star break coming up.
Nah.
And when the Otters are going to be away next week.
Hopefully for good weather, that might be a good time to hit the golf links a little bit during that All-Star break.
Okay.
It's the 3-2 down and in near the shoe tops from Beardsley, and he is loaded the bases with that walk.
Bases juiced for no outs. If Bill was here, he'd want the fire department to be called.
Yep. Again, we hope that Bill will be able to rejoin us for tomorrow's series finale. As Zach Taylor, the catcher, will be the batter as Calabrese went out to talk to Beardsley.
You know what would be nice right here? A 1-2-3 double play. I haven't seen that quite too often.
Well, either way, the force out is there at home to at least maybe keep the tie run from scoring. Woo! Filthy breaking pitch there from Beardsley. Got Taylor missing badly on that one. That one was ended up breaking toward the left-handed batter's box, and Taylor from the right side went fishing for that one. Beardsley getting me a little greedy. He's like, all right, saw him swing at one wide. Let me try that spot again. That time he goes with a more straighter pitch with the fastball.
It's this 50-50 balls.
And it's 1-1 the count now for that called ball on the outside part of the plate.
Honestly, I agree with the pitch selection and location from Beardsley and Calabrese. Just wasn't able to get the call.
He'll save that breaking ball if he can get to that 2-strike count. That time he went a little off speed, took a little bit off of that one. Right there in the zone for strike 2.
I guess we'll let the listeners know that there's been a handful of lightning strikes out there in the outfield.
Try to go back to that breaking ball, but overthrew it. But a good block by Calabrese kind of keeps it just near enough from keeping Rose advancing at third.
A good block there by Rob. He was very fortunate that the runner at third and Rose didn't touch home.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The count. Bases loaded. 1-0 lead for the Otters here in the top of the 7th.
I do want to let you know that there is some action in the Otters bullpen right there on the first base side. I believe it'll be Chris Cepeda.
Just getting up and warming up for the Otters. Goes inside for strike 3 called. Big strikeout there for for Beardsley on the mound. Good framing is what I was about to say, or I know
Yes,
catchers hate that term though.
Do they really?
They hate that.
Okay.
But yeah, either way, they got the call strike 3 at a big moment there for Beardsley on the mound.
So, not that it wasn't before, but now a double play can really help things for the Otters right
Anywhere
now.
will end the inning. With Dylan Jones back in the batter's box, the leadoff hitter for Schaumburg. Beardsley looking for another call, doesn't get it, it's 1-0.
Jones 0 for 3 heading into this at-bat, including a strikeout. 0 for 2 yesterday.
Strike 1 inside. Tell you what, Beardsley's done a good job of changing the location, changing the eye level here this evening. Started out away, now goes inside with the fastball. See if he goes with that changeup. He gets the double play ball. Yes, he does. A grounder to short, 6-4-3 to end the inning and gets out of the jam. Second time tonight he's got out of the jam. The Otters lead 1-0. Time to stretch from Bossy Field. This is Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
7th inning stretch time. Get up and move wherever you are.
Evansville.
I wanna rock!
I don't know about you, Preston, but I want to rock and roll on the way to the victories. We are back here at Bossy Field, bottom of the 7th, 1-0 Otters on an RBI double from Carlos Castro. Dave Nguyen and Preston Linebach here on the broadcast. We have a new pitcher for the Schaumburg Boomers. It will be Darrell Thompson, who played for Schaumburg last year. He is from Middletown, Virginia. To the plate for the Otters will be as follows: Jack Meggs, J.J. Gould, and Hunter Cullen. J.J. Gould helped turn the 6-4-3 double play that got Tyler Beardsley out of the jam back in the top of the 7th. A bases-loaded jam with 1 out. It was bases loaded with no outs, and then Beardsley was able to get the call 3 strikeout, and then he was able to get the leadoff hitter in Jones to get the 6-4-3 double play. Double play ball, a pitcher's best friend, and Beardsley's fortunate enough to get the Otters out of that inning with that particular play. All turned by J.J. Gould. He's on deck. Jack Meggs to the plate. Meggs is 0 for 1 today with a hit by pitch. And I guess he's a fan of the more up-tempo, upbeat music with the walk-up song he has selection here in The Rhythm of the Night, but a more upbeat version. Got a lefty-on-lefty matchup. First pitch, breaking ball. Meggs missed. Count at 0-1.
I want to go back to that double play real quick. It's always interesting to see those kind of ground ball double plays because they're kind of close to that second base bag. So I was interested to see if J.J. Gould was going to toss it over to Cronin or maybe try to take it himself. But either way, pick the right plan. They got the double play.
Lefty-lefty matchup, the 0-1. Check swing from Meggs. It appears to go around home plate. And that'll be strike 2.
Didn't look comfortable so far in this at-bat. Tough time picking the ball up out of the hand of the new pitcher in the game, Darrell Thompson.
Otters cling to a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the 7th, 1 run on 4 hits for the Otters. Meggs will step back into the batter's box. Thompson fires the 0-2. That'll be fouled on the third base line. Count remains at 0-2.
Can't tell if it's because it looks like the rain at least is lined up. I can't tell if it actually still is rain or not, but
definitely lightning.
Definitely a little bit of a show going on over, I guess, the skyline here at Bossy Field.
0-2 the count to Meggs. Thompson takes a deep breath. Agrees with the sign, the 0-2. Ground ball over to short. Polston will not be able to make a play. We'll wait for the official call, but Meggs is safe at first. And it'll be ruled an error in E6. Now, errors cost the Boomers yesterday and allowed the Otters to score 6 runs. Not 6 runs on errors, but it was a 3-run game, and miscues by the Boomers allowed the Otters to extend their lead to 6. To the plate now is J.J. Gould. He's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. Yesterday was 1 for 3 with a single, a walk, and a run.
I'm actually surprised on the error call a little bit because that was going to be a tough one. That was a cue shot in on the hands a little bit from Meggs. Had a little bit of a tough spin, kind of in between third and short. Didn't have a lot of pace with it. Like I said, had a lot of English on it.
First pitch to JJ is a called strike at the knees. Counted 0-1. JJ grew up in Florida, attended from grade school to college in Florida. Was drafted by the Miami Marlins as Lightning continues to strike. The 0-1. Pitch way inside. Almost hit him at the waist. I don't know about you, but at times I'm a fan of wearing the pitch so I can get on base. When I played youth baseball, I didn't look to hit. I looked to get on base, and if there was a pitch that was close, I wasn't afraid to take it.
All it has to do is graze the jersey for it to be a hit batter. Doesn't actually have to hit him. Just touch the jersey, and he can go down to first base.
And it looks like Thompson is respecting the speed of Meggs. I don't know what the Schaumburg scouting report was on the Otters, or particularly Meggs, but Jack does lead the Otters in stolen bases with 11. Next pitch to JJ is high and outside. Count moves to 2-1. Now, we did have some precipitation occurring in this game. It appears it has laid off as of now, but Lightning continues to strike out there in the outfield. 2-1 the count. Meggs on first. JJ Gould the batter. Here's the pitch. A line drive caught there by the second baseman Carpenter. And Meggs does not get doubled up. He gets back to first in time. Line out to second for out number 1.
That's one of those where if this was, a major league game with replay available, not would you necessarily maybe try it early in the game, but where we are in this game, 7th, 8th inning, that might be one where you take a look, if you're the team, take a look to see, just to see if you got him, because that was pretty close.
I think replay has been very effective in Major League Baseball. I think they're starting to use it in college baseball, I think. And the Game 3 of the College World Series is tonight between the Vanderbilt Commodores and the Michigan Wolverines. And apparently the manager of Michigan played in the Frontier League. Or the head coach of Michigan, not manager, the head coach of Michigan, head baseball coach.
It's always interesting with college rules with, as you mentioned, with partially replay and then throw over to first, Meggs in time. But also the pitch clock. But that's based on conference rules, though. Not every conference does it. So, like, for me, I'm familiar with the Missouri Valley Conference with Evansville. They do not have a pitch clock. But when Evansville makes their trip to Vanderbilt for the one midweek game that they have, they'll go according to the SEC rules with a pitch clock.
Oh, wow. The 1-0 to Cullen is fouled behind home plate. Evens the count at 1 to the man from Newport Beach, California. And speaking of baseball schools, Hunter attended Cal State Fullerton, one of the big baseball factories out on the West Coast. His mother attended Cal State Fullerton. Count even at 1 to Hunter. Meggs on first. Swing and a miss. Fastball there from Thompson. Count moves to 1-2.
The Titans, correct?
Yes.
Evansville basketball made a trip out there for a little early season tournament where they played that was hosted on the campus of Cal State Fullerton a couple years ago.
Okay. I'm sure, like the major cities, it must have been nice to be out there in California. This pitch apparently hits Hunter Cullen. He'll trot down to first.
Just has to graze the jersey. That's all it did there, I'm pretty sure. But Hunter knew it right away. Really did a good job to make it look like it was an agreeable call with the umpire. And now 1 out and 2 on for the Otters.
Panzarella, in his first appearance for the Otters, looking to possibly cash in on a golden opportunity. It's a 1-0 game, and there's nothing wrong with adding extra runs if you're the home team with a lead.
With 1 out, interested to see the approach here. First and second, because you're going to at least, again, try to put yourself in a scoring position as Meggs inching back towards second.
He now has a good lead off second base. The first pitch to Panzarella is inside for a ball.
Because with Meggs and Coleman, both with a great speed, they can take a little bit bigger leads here and also not being covered, especially with Coleman at first. Maybe try a hit and run. We'll see.
1-0 outside. Count is now at 2-0 to Chris Panzarella. Panzarella is 0 for 2 today. He had a fly out on the first base side back in the second, or the third, excuse me. And then he had a 1-3 put out in the fifth. Throw over to first is not in time. Panzarella with a 2-0 count.
Either way, it'd be tough to double up the Otters here with great speed on the bases.
2-0. Called strike. Belled high. Count moves to 2-1, and I think it's clear we noticed the lightning strike out there moments ago. It's
I would say horizon, but again, there's usually a horizon means there's that dividing line between the sun and the land.
You're educating me a
But
little bit every
you
day.
can't really see that line, so that's why I said earlier, just kind of the skyline of Bossy Field.
Called strike at the knees on a good breaking pitch from Thompson. Evens the count at 2 with 1 out. Meggs reached on an error, and then Cullen reached on a hit by pitch.
We were talking earlier, really get kind of old folky here.
Mm-hmm.
It's over yonder.
2-2. In the dirt. Count now full.
Panzarella taking a good at bat here. Really seeing a lot of pitches.
Yonder, a word I haven't heard in quite a while.
Now with 1 out, you try to start the runners. Again, how aggressive does this Irish team want to be?
The payoff pitch. That
hit him.
Yeah. I wanted to wait for the official, but clearly hit the top left shoulder of Panzarella. So now the bases are juiced for Cronin.
And the runners were going. Meggs got going a little bit more early with his jump than Cullen. Meggs was off right away. Cullen was kind of waiting to see make sure Meggs was going for one thing. Because obviously if he doesn't go, Cullen has to stay at first. But also, again, just kind of make sure that there was going to be a play for him to go towards second base. And now the bases are loaded as it's all for naught with the hit by pitch.
There is action in the Schaumburg Boomers bullpen on the third base side. Bases loaded, 1 out, here in the bottom of the 7th for the Otters.
I can make that number out. Looks like it's number 12, Stutzman, getting warmed up.
Stutzman, it wouldn't be the first time he's faced the Otters. He's appeared in a number of games this year against Evansville. Now here's a good opportunity for Dave to not only clear the bases, but put the game away. Cronin is 2 for 3 today. Reached on a bunt single back in the 6th. 1-0 Otters. Meggs at third. Cullen at second. Panzarella at first. First pitch to Cronin is in the dirt outside for a ball. Count moves to 1-0. So Meggs reached on an error. He's at third. Cullen reached on a hit by pitch, as well as Panzarella. They're both at second and first. Thompson, the pitcher. Lefty-lefty matchup. Cronin digs in the 1-0. Line drive. That would be over the reach of Polston at shortstop. Touching home is Jack Meggs, an RBI single for David Cronin. Otters lead now by a score of 2-0. Just a little bloop single over the shortstop. A slight image of Luis Gonzalez, but we won't go to that magnitude. But another run crosses the board for Evansville.
Again, just getting the job done, and manager Jamie Bennett's going to head on out and make a call to the bullpen here.
Now, I mentioned Luis Gonzalez briefly because their former infielder, Julio Gonzalez, in the beginning parts of when we were playing against Schaumburg, I mistakenly called Julio Luis. Now, that was mostly out of compliments because Luis Gonzalez is clearly a great player. And I think Julio has a chance to be that. He's, from what I understand, he's attending needs with his wife as they are expecting a baby. His wife, Monica, or Veronica, I should say. But the Otters tack on another run, 2-0. 2 runs on 5 hits. And Cronin doing a great job setting the tone once again for this Otters lineup, driving in what is right now a very key RBI.
Yeah, Cronin just picked up one key RBI. And again, I mentioned obviously if he can, if that and that at back, if he could just send it on out, that would be great. But either way,
that would be great.
Either way, he didn't hit into the double play, and he did what he needed to, just get one across. Then it's up to the next guy. It's next guy up mentality type of thing. Usually, cliches with injuries, next guy up, stepping in. But pass the baton, he gets the RBI hit, bases are still loaded. All right, step to the next side to drive more in. Just kind of keep the lineup moving here.
So now Stutzman will enter the game. Right-hander, played for Schaumburg last year. He's from Bloomington, Indiana, and I believe...
No.
He is, yep. Stutzman, right-hander, 5'10", $165. Played for the Boomers last year. Resides in Bloomington, Indiana. And I believe that is home to Indiana University.
And it's home of the Hoosiers. That is where Zane spends half of his year. At either IU basketball games or IU football games. Now...
I do understand I'm in Hoosier country.
Oh, yes. I, am not in particular a Hoosiers fan.
You are an Aces fan, a Purple Aces fan.
Aces, and then, of course, as you are, a Tar Heels fan.
Yes.
But Zane Klopfelter, our PA announcer, that dude gets riled up for football season, for IU football season, more than anybody I've ever met in my life. Granted, IU's not...
Their record speaks for itself.
They are generally bowl-eligible record territory. They're not playing for a championship. But
they're usually hovering around 5 to 6 wins and trying to get into a bowl game.
Gets down to the bucket game with Purdue, and that could determine it. But he starts his countdown for football season, in the spring before it even touches 100 days. And he lets everybody know it, too.
I don't know about you. I am a big, passionate college football fan.
I like watching good college football.
Grieshaber to the plate. Ball goes behind the catcher. Sliding in safely is Hunter Cullen. Otters extend their lead to 3. What would be the correct call on that?
That would be a wild pitch.
Okay.
Even though obviously it went through the wickets of the catcher, it hit the dirt first, it looked like.
So now advancing to third is Panzarella. To second is Cronin. And a couple of miscues, unfortunately, happening for the Boomers right now. Mano now at second and third with 1 out for the St. Louis native, Keith Grieshaber. The 1-0 inside for a ball. Count moves to 2-0. And by the way, I think, Preston, you would appreciate this. I think Keith was just as happy as you were when the Blues won the Stanley Cup.
Very much so. We were both repping the Blues during that Stanley Cup final run. He had his jersey. I had mine on a couple times.
I think he has a baby blue Tarasenko sweater, if I'm not mistaken.
Big Lottie Daddy.
Called strike on the outside.
Should I say?
Called strike on the outside corner to Grieshaber. Count moves to 2-1. 1 out. Otters trying to take advantage of an opportunity here. They've crossed 2 runs in this inning so far.
Scratching and clawing their runs here in the inning.
The 2-1. Line drive to left field. That will go all the way to the wall. Rounding third, heading over is Panzarella, as well as Cronin right behind him. A 2-run RBI double for Keith Grieshaber. Otters extend their lead to 5-0.
Grieshaber got around on that one. Pitch that was left right in the heart of the zone. I wouldn't necessarily say it was the top fastball from Stutzman, as it was kind of floated in there a little bit, but
so that's
Grieshaber was able to get around on it and take it down the line.
Oh, crushed. It was only a matter of time before he was able to roll to the wall. Back-to-back RBI doubles for Keith Grieshaber in back-to-back games, I should say, not back-to-back at-bats. Ryan Long to the plate. And wouldn't it be nice if he took this one for a ride? 1 out. Grieshaber at second. The first pitch to Ryan Long is inside for a ball. Count moves to 1-0. Man who leads the Frontier League in home runs and RBIs. Now, you were able to witness Ryan play a full season last year with the Otters. Is it safe to say he's having a better year this year than last year?
I don't know, man. That's
1-0 is outside. Count moves to 2-0.
I mean, he's not doing worse. I'm not going to say that. I mean, it's either about right where he needs to be, or if not better, slightly better than last year. I mean, the average last year, I think he's a little bit close around 300 around this time still, but the home run rate, I would say, has picked up a little bit for Ryan. Obviously, after last week having 2.
2-0, swing and a miss. He chases a breaking ball in the dirt. Count moves to 2-1.
Because I believe, if I remember correctly, he had a dozen home runs last year that led the team. He's already got 7. About the halfway point of the year, that's, again, about the same rate, I would say. But credit to him is that he's still reflecting these numbers on his stat line when these pitchers in this league have seen him now for 2 years. He's still learning and making adjustments because obviously they are changing the way they...
2-1, ripped to right field. Going back is Hardy, and he'll make the catch.
The wind knocked that one down, I'm pretty sure. Because the wind has swirled around here the last inning or so. Good contact, but as I was saying, pitchers have changed the way they approach Ryan since his first year here in the league. But as a player, you got to adjust as well.
He got a good barrel on the bat. I think it is clear that the wind knocked that one down, but you heard the sound, and I didn't want to get too optimistic or excited.
As the sound of the wooden bat. Now, I want your opinion on this.
Okay.
Do you like the sound of the wooden bat or the metal ping better?
I have to ponder on that thought.
You know, the collegiate aluminum bats still, professional wooden bats.
Castro to the plate, ball, count at 1-0. No, but that's an interesting thought. How about I'll get back to you in the next top half of the inning.
All right.
The 1-0 will be a chopper foul down the
I'll give you my answer.
Third baseline.
I will say it's the wooden bat.
Okay.
Going through social media, you just, especially when it's like off season, you're really craving baseball season. If it's like February, so you're getting close.
Mm-hmm.
You see all those videos on social media where a guy just rakes one, but you hear that crack of the bat, and you're just like, okay, now I'm really ready for baseball season.
I may have to lean towards the wooden bat. Nothing against the ping. 1-1. Chopper over to short. Polston throws over to first, gets the out, and that'll be the final out of the inning. Otters tack on 4 in the inning. RBI double from Keith Griesaber, along with the Otters taking advantage of some miscues by the Boomers. We head to the top of the 8th, 5-0 Evansville. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
This summer, the Frontier League heads to the Big Apple as its brightest stars battle the Can-Am League's finest in the historic first-ever Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star celebration. It's July 9th and 10th in beautiful Rockland County, nestled in New York City's suburbs. Slide to rocklandboulders.com for tickets and lodging information to see the best baseball stars shine in New York. Again, visit rocklandboulders.com and show support for your team in the Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star game.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Preston Linebach here on the call. Otters tacked on 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. We're here in the top of the 8th. Beardsley probably had some much-needed rest in the dugout. He's back on for the 8th. To the plate for the Boomers will be the top of the second man in the order, Clint Hardy, followed by Quincy Neporty and Brock Carpenter. Beardsley from the right side of the rubber fires. The first pitch is a fastball high. Count at 1-0.
After Beardsley got out of the jam, you let him go out here and start the inning, and back-to-back nights, we've seen the starter touch the 8th inning.
Impressive.
Trying to save that bullpen, I guess.
Yes. Well, I think we need to tip our cap to the Otters pitching coach, Mr. Max Peterson. I think he's done a good job throughout the season of judging his pitchers throughout the year. Ground ball through the hole over the pitcher's mound. That'll be a base hit. Hardy leads off with a single here in the top of the 8th. Now, when talking to Tyler Beardsley, when talking to Tyler Beardsley, he was working on his curveball, but sometimes it's hard to follow a performance like last night from Tyler Vale. Vale was able to get his breaking pitches working clearly, and the way things went last night, this ball is drifted foul down the first base line. Vale was saying that he's never let off a game with hitting the first batter on the first pitch, and he was able to settle in. Now, we're not going to expect performance like that every night, where the starter throws 8 shutout innings, only allows 2 hits and 10 strikeouts. But I think it's about the quality starts that Beardsley was talking about in his pregame interview, that's one of his goals every time he steps out on the mound.
Looked like he just threw a cut fastball there, had a little bit of movement to it.
0-2 the count. That pitch is high.
Yeah, I mean, just the irony of last night. First pitch of the game, Vale hits the batter, and then he just settles in the rest of the way. I mean,
it was smooth
like
sailing.
at first you think, oh, could be one of those nights.
Ground ball to J.J. Gould to second for 1 to first. In time. 6, 4, 3, double play. Second time double plays happened. A key 6-4-3 double play. Back-to-back innings in which that occurred. To the plate now will be Brock Carpenter. Carpenter is batting .214 on the year. 0 for 4 yesterday with a strikeout. Today he is 0 for 3 with a strikeout, but he reached in the 4th, reached first base on a drop third strike. Swing and a miss on a biting slider from Beardsley. Count moves to 0-1. Game 3 of this series will be tomorrow. 6:35 start. It is Channel 14 WFIE night. Swing and a miss there on a curveball there from Beardsley. Moves the count to 0-2. It is also Bud Light Thirsty Thursday.
Bud Light Thirsty now with 14 WFIE night. They're giving away Rokus.
Oh.
They'll be raffled off, so you'll come in the front gate entrance. You'll enter your name. They'll be raffled off. I believe one every inning but there will be a Roku giveaway. They enter and win. Not too shabby of a prize to possibly win.
So that will be another strikeout to end the inning for Beardsley. But go ahead and continue the promotion. I'm kind of interested in this this Roku giveaway. Explain that to the audience.
Yeah, so obviously Roku's, I guess an alternative to the way you watch television nowadays.
Okay, yes.
But they'll be giving those away. As
kind of like the Amazon Fire Stick.
Exactly, yes. As WFIE and Roku does have this partnership.
Okay.
So that'll be part of the evening tomorrow night, like as you mentioned, Bud Light Thirsty Thursday, the special price drafts and alcoholic beverages. I mean, and then you just go on for the rest of the week. Friday night, you got Deaconess Women's Hospital night, and also Holly's House will be here. But Saturday will be Deaconess Employee night with Princess night, and that's always one of the bigger nights of the year. Obviously, fun for the fans of all ages, including the kids. And
most importantly, the kids.
Yeah, that's right. Be an on-field parade. If they come in dressed in their costumes, they can participate in an on-field parade, show off their costumes. Fan favorite characters will be in attendance to take pictures, autographs, that kind of thing. And then there'll also be post-game fireworks, which you have seen.
I'm a big fan, personally.
it's a big show with the post-game fireworks here at Bossy Field.
Yes.
It's not the small stuff. It's the big fireworks.
Oh. Well, we'll continue talking, but great job by Tyler Beardsley tonight as he has pitched 8 scoreless innings. He's only allowed, we'll get to his numbers momentarily. Tyler Beardsley, 8 innings, 5 hits, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. Man not known as a strikeout pitcher, as we have another reliever in for the Schaumburg Boomers. It would be Jake Cousins from West Chicago, Illinois. Jake Cousins played for the GCL Nationals, a Washington Nationals affiliate last year. So Jake Cousins, a right-hander, stands tall at 6'4", 205. Otters scored 4 runs, and the... What was the clarification there, Preston, as we welcome you back here to the bottom of the 8th inning?
Not sure if it was officially yet, but I believe it may have possibly a scoring change into the game. What counts most is the run column, and the Otters still lead 5-0.
Okay. What was the do you know the technicality, or okay, too hard to explain? But Otters leading no matter what the case. So to the plate now will be Rob Calabrese. In the bottom of the 7th, the Otters sent 8 men to the plate and scored 4 runs. Calabrese to the plate today. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout, hitting .304 on the year with 28 hits, 16 RBIs, 5 home runs, and an on-base percentage of .369. Calabrese stands on the right side of the box. The pitch will be called inside for a strike from Cousins, the new reliever for the Boomers. Count moves to 0-1. So just a reminder for fans, Game 3 of this series will be tomorrow night. 6:35 start, 0-1. That breaking pitch bites there for Cousins.
And this is the last homestand before the All-Star break. After the rest of this week and this weekend, the Otters will not be back home until July 12th.
That's right.
Because you'll all be heading to Gateway and River City for the second time next week.
Yeah, we also meet the Rascals this weekend.
Here at home.
0-2. Another strikeout as Calabrese falls for a breaking pitch from Cousins. It'll be out number 1, strike number 3.
The all-name team will be in town, right, with Mr. Kadkodian, I believe?
Kadkodian, yes. So we had Galuski here. We have Kadkodian and Trevor Achenbach. Jack Meggs to the plate.
You'll be in St. Louis for the 4th of July celebrations.
And we were surfing the internet earlier today, and you've told me from firsthand experience that being in St. Louis on 4th of July week is, well, it's quite an adventure and a great show.
Good music, entertainment. I went with my parents it's been a few years now. They absolutely loved it. Like I said, and then of course enjoy the fireworks. Now that year, I don't know the exact reason off the top of my head. Probably maybe because the Mississippi River was up high a little bit closer to the arch. But that year they had it at Forest Park, which is on the other side of downtown St. Louis near the zoo.
Swing and a miss there from Meggs on the breaking ball from Cousins.
But when they can, I do believe they try to have it down there on the riverfront next to the arch and in the park down there.
And I think you mentioned that you were able to see Cool in the Gang, so you were able to get down on it.
Well, that's not really my music, so I wouldn't say I did that, but like I said, my parents did enjoy the music entertainment that night, so that was more their generation.
The 0-2 to Meggs is a breaking ball in the dirt. Count moves to 1-2. So in other words, you were standing on the wall instead of getting your back up off the wall.
Oh, gosh.
Tell me.
You're killing me, man. Your puns and everything. Ugh.
The 1-2. Lifted in the air to left field. But that'll be caught by Jones for out number 2. Gould to the plate. 0 for 3. He had a fly out to second base back in the 7th, in which the Otters sent 8 men to the plate, scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th. That's the main reason why they have a 5-0 lead. JJ with a batting average of .213 heading into this game today. First pitch is inside for a called strike. Cousins, the right-handed reliever. The 0-1 in the dirt for a ball. Count even at 1 with 2 outs. And I think for those who haven't been to St. Louis, and I've been fortunate enough, thanks to you, for a couple of times, the arch is quite impressive. The 1-1. Ground ball, that'll be fouled on the third base line. It's one of those things that you just need to see and take off your bucket list. And it's quite an amazing feat. And I think with the fact that St. Louis is in a way in the backyard of where we are in Evansville, it's pretty cool.
Yep, 2.5-hour drive. I have it down exactly.
Yes, you do. The 1-2, breaking ball in the dirt, evens the count at 2 with 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th.
Now,
good.
I cannot confirm nor deny that I'm able to trim a few minutes off of that when I drive.
Right. I know from a first-hand account.
But I do it in a safe way.
You do. Get us there safe and sound. Strike 3 on a swing and a miss from J.J. Gould. We head to the top of the 9th, and we'll see if Tyler Beardsley will trot back on the mound. Back after this, you're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Preston Leinenbach here on the call. Tyler Beardsley back on for the 9th. The first time he's appeared in the 9th inning this season. 5-0 the score in favor of the Otters. Otters have 5 runs on 7 hits. The Boomers have no runs on 5 hits. Beardsley with a pitch count at 103 heading into the 9th. First pitch to Odo. Cold strike on the inside corner. Count moves to 0-1. So Odo, Rose, and Polston will be the next 3 batters for the Boomers. The 0-1 from Beardsley. Ground ball over to third. Panzarella crossed the diamond in time. That's out number 1.
It's so remarkable to me. That first start of the season for Beardsley. Almost completely forgotten with the way he's pitched.
Yes.
Since. I mean, he's been unreal.
He got rocked, but granted, in his first start, he went up against Adam Oler from the Thunderbolts, who's now with the San Francisco Giants. But he has really pitched well ever since his start from Joliet on. Next pitch as a called strike on the outside corner. Count moves to 0-1. I'll retract that.
Good curveball there.
He had a start in Florence, I believe, was a win. Check swing, and that will not be going around as the batter, Matt Rose, has a count even at 1. But since then, his start in Florence was able to set the tone. He was able to get a win and then string together a couple of wins from there. He's looked stronger each and every outing, trying to match the outing last night from Tyler Vale. 2-1 the count to Matt Rose. Beardsley kicks and fires the 2-1. Fly ball. Foul territory near the first base line. Castro clears everyone away because he has it for out number 2.
Looks like a breaking pitch again there possibly, but Carlos had to be careful there because with the way the wind is blowing back, that ball could have came back in fair territory. He was right there on the line.
And we'll bring up Alex Polston, who is 1 for 1 today. He walked twice in the 2nd and the 4th. He singled in the 7th. Beardsley trying to complete this game. First pitch, fastball outside. Counted 0-1. Right on the outside corner. Beardsley takes a couple deep breaths on the mound. From the right side of the rubber, Polston digs in. Righty on righty matchup, the 0-1. Check swing, and the field umpire, Mr. Chris Diekman, says that Polston didn't go around home plate. Count even at 1, 2 outs, and it looks like Gould and Cronin are playing on the edge of the outfield grass. Behind the first and third base bags are Castro and Panzarella, respectively. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Another fastball that blew by Polston. Count moves to 1-2. 2 outs. Top of the 9th. 5-0 Otters the score. Beardsley takes a deep breath on the mound. The 1-2. Fly ball. And Cronin makes the catch in right field. The first 9-inning shutout for Tyler Beardsley this year. Back-to-back shutouts for the Otters as they defeat the Schaumburg Boomers by a final score of 5-0. The complete line for Beardsley: 72 strikes, 40 balls, 9 innings, 5 hits, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. We'll come back to you more with the final totals as Tyler Beardsley gets a 9-inning shutout today. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi Bottling Group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. This is the post-game show right here on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV. Back-to-back shutouts for the Otters against the Schaumburg Boomers. This will be the third shutout against the Boomers this year. And Tyler Vale was able to set the Tyler Beardsley backs that one up with a complete game shutout, 8 strikeouts, only 3 hits. Or 5 hits, excuse me. Preston, I think we've been spoiled here a little bit.
2 great outings from two of the starting pitchers here for Evansville, and they've definitely put the Schaumburg offense in a little bit of a funk here to start this series. Now combined 18 innings, at least in this series. I would have to look back to the weekend, last game for Schaumburg, how far maybe their scoreless streak may be reaching at now. But nonetheless, credit to Tyler Vale, Tyler Beardsley, back-to-back nights, really setting the tone on the mound for the team. Took a little bit of time here tonight to get that run support offensively, but it finally came through in the 6th with that first run with Carlos Castro, the RBI double, and then 4 runs in the 7th. And it's just interesting to see that maybe what could happen tomorrow night. Going for a sweep, Austin Nicely coming off his best start of the year. Who knows what could happen?
Well, I think the Tylers now have set the tone for this homestand. And I think the key, with the rain at the time, the key run was the first run.
Right.
On the RBI double from Castro that scored long. But the Otters were able to send 7 or 8 men to the plate in the 7th. They had the bases loaded with 1 out, and Cronin ripped the RBI single, and then the 2-run RBI double from Griesaber sealed the deal. Also, Hunter Cullen was able to touch home on a wild pitch from, I believe it was Stutzman at the time. So the Otters not only stringing together quality at-bats when they need to, but they're also able to take advantage of miscues for the second night in a row.
I mean, that's exactly it. Like I said, obviously getting the offense going, but again, the wild pitch, I mean, wasn't even close and able to convert on that. I mean, that's a winning formula for the Otters, not so much for Schaumburg. So now their lead in the East shrinks a little bit. The Otters trying to keep pace with Southern Illinois and Florence, who have been playing really well the last couple weeks. And for Evansville, might be getting hot at the right time.
Hello, Jake Welch. How are you? Care to comment? Care to comment?
Man, Dave is always prepared. He came through at the right time there. I'll just leave it there at that.
Luckily, the crowd mic was not plugged in the whole time, so
yeah.
Luckily there. But Jake will be the Friday night starter when the Otters take on the River City Rascals. But most importantly, Otters were able to take care of business tonight. And I'm kind of lost for words. I think we recapped it perfectly. Now, if the Boomers did come out aggressive tonight, then I'm sure their bats will be swinging heavily tomorrow. Now,
yeah, you said that today.
I did.
After last night.
Well, I'm thinking Schaumburg's a better team than what they've shown. We've seen them play well. And Nicely is coming off his best start. He went 7 innings, only allowed 3 hits. Nicely did have a couple jams in that start. He had a bases-loaded jam with 2 outs in the first against Lake Erie, and Ryan Long was able to get a ground out over to first base in time for a final out of that inning. And then he had first and second with no outs in the top of the second, and then J.J. Gould turned a 6-6-3 double play to get Nicely out of that jam. And from the third inning on, Nicely looked comfortable. I think what part of it helped was the chemistry he had with Mike Rizzatello that day behind the plate, and his wife was also in attendance in the game as well. So anytime that he can see his live support, in addition to all the fans out there in Evansville, nicely now looking for his first win at home.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And biggest thing about it, you said it nicely, working out of jams. Beardsley tonight worked out of jams. I mean, that's the thing is, you might get into a groove, you might make it having an easy night, but when those situations do pop up, are you prepared for them to respond and shut the door on those situations, bases loaded, or even two runners on you. And so far, we've seen nicely do that this past week and Beardsley today.
Well, that'll do it here from Bossy Field. The Otters score 5 runs on 7 hits. The Boomers have no runs on 5 hits. As we will go to Game 3, hopefully, possibly, a sweep. That would be pretty nice to start off the homestand, as this has been the conclusion of Evansville Otters baseball. For Mr. Paul Mattingly back in the studio and my broadcast partner, Mr. Preston Leinenbach, I'm Dave Nguyen, signing off.
The preseason